What's up, everyone? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and I'm just gonna I'm just going back to PC footage. It's just so much easier. So my Elgato game capture HD60, which arrived the other day, and worked flawlessly and brilliantly the first few times I used it. As you can tell in my Chrono Trigger video, the footage was fine, and I was just so excited about all the previous attempts at footage I had at that point. Now, I've been trying it ever since. I mean, I think that was the last thing I recorded that day, but I've been trying it all day today, and it's been nothing but problems. Obviously, I've been trying to record at 1080p 60 FPS, as it's advertised to do. It's the main draw for the thing, with the quality setting up to the best setting, which is 40 MB per second, which is pretty decent. The quality that comes out is pretty good, but I've found that even when configured properly, and I've tried loads of different things. I'll go through all this kind of stuff I've tried now in a minute, but I get skipping and artifacts all over the place. I mean, there's a lot of them. The footage you're seeing right now is the ever since the Chrono Trigger video and everything that I recorded beforehand. This is the best possible footage I could get. Now, this is using the 1080p setting, 30 FPS on the lowest quality setting, and I got very few artifacts. There's one artifact near the start, and there's a skip. If you jump to about, it happens at about 3 minutes 20 seconds, you'll see a skip, a video skip. This didn't happen in game. This happened in recording software and recording footage. It just jumped. There's like a 2-second gap. You'll see me running, and then suddenly I'm like 10 feet, 15 feet ahead. There's near the start, just as soon as the first fight starts happening, you'll notice there's a quick artifact. It's only in there for a second, but I left it in. I'm specifically using this footage so you can see why. So there's a lot of screen tearing and bad graphics in this game, by the way. This is Perfect Dark Zero. This is a launch title on the Xbox 360, so it's mad old school. Game hasn't aged well. As you can see, my skill in it, I used to be the business in it, but my skill in this it hasn't aged well, and it's very hard to play. So the screen tearing all over the shop, I will admit that's part of the game and the console, not the Elgato. But like I said, this was the best footage I could get, and this is at the lowest quality settings. So you will see some stuff in there that's you can tell which is the game really and which is the low quality setting. But I'm gonna send it back because I bought this to use as a 1080p 60 FPS or 30 FPS depending on the game, or whatever resolution, because they're all over the fucking place these days with console games. But I bought it to do console resolution at X amount of frames per second with a good, up to 40 MB bitrate. Now, like I said, I could only get it even marginally working with the lowest possible setting. Depending on the game I had to drop down to 720p, not just the recording, but the actual source. I'd have to go onto my Xbox, be it my Xbox 360, my Xbox One, or my PS4, or even my Wii U. That had issues. They all had issues, but I'd actually have to drop the output from those to 720p, and I'd have to drop the recording in the Elgato software to 720p, and I still, even with the quality settings down low and the appropriate resolution on both, yes, obviously I wasn't doing anything crazy on the PC. The PC was always just idle with the only thing running as the Elgato software. So, I was getting artifacts and skips all over the place. I mean, the footage was all unusable. And I eventually said, fuck it, I'm going to use this footage so people can get a quick glimpse of it. I didn't want to load up footage that was riddled every 20 seconds with artifacts, like almost all my footage was. Now, I've tried everything. I tried different USB ports, different USB cables, different HDMI cables in both sides. I mean, ones that go from the Elgato to the TV, or one that goes from the console to the Elgato. I've tried them all, and I've gone through all the settings. I've spent more time than I wanted looking around on YouTube and Googling everything. And I've been through the troubleshooting on their actual website, their support, all this kind of stuff, and nothing has helped. So it's going back. I'm going back to PC footage. I was going to kind of do both, depending on what I wanted to play or what was, new at the time. But for nearly €200, I think this cost me, I think it was like €179. I can't remember. I paid for it in English pounds because it was a more favourable exchange rate, but it was like 170, 180-ish euro at the end of it. So it's going back because it doesn't do what I needed to do, and it doesn't do what it was advertised to do. I've heard many, many, many positive stories about Elgato users and the Game Capture HD60 users that have had extremely positive reviews. That's one of the main reasons why I went and bought it, but it's just not working out for me. So it's going back. Let me know in the comment section below if you've had any issues with the Elgato Game Capture HD60 that you may have had. Or, let me know in your positive stories about it as well. So leave me a comment on all that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Get more used to PC footage because it's coming right back. See you on my channel.